Hi, everybody. I'm sure in the past you remember me talking about how my garage is too hot, and that's why I don't do a lot of videos during the summer living here in Arizona. I finally decided to try and do something about it, so I figured I would record my attempts to cool down my garage so you guys could see what worked and didn't work. So the first two things that we're going to do to try to cool down the garage is number one. One of the problems is the house faces to the east. So the entire morning and early afternoon, the house is getting the garage door especially is getting beaten down by the sun, and that radiant heat gets in the garage. So I went on Amazon and I found a garage door insulation kit that is supposed to cost around $130, and it's supposed to help keep some of that radiant heat out of the garage in the first place. Now, the other problem we have with the garage is that it is a vented garage. It has a small vent at the bottom by the floor and one up by the ceiling. And that's supposed to allow for fumes from your car or any chemicals you might have in a garage to uh, come out of the garage. So, what we're going to do to try to get air circulating better through that vent is put an exhaust fan up in the top one. So, that will hopefully get some of the really hot air at the top of the garage and start pulling it out of the garage and causing air to circulate. I know that I'm not going to get it as comfortable as, say, my living room, but all I'm really trying to accomplish here is get it to the point where fans make a difference. Maybe even the portable AC might help a little bit, and get it to where I can lengthen the season that I can work in the garage. And hopefully, you guys can watch me and learn from what works and what doesn't work. And it'll give you some ideas if you're in the same situation. So, hopefully, you watch the video, like it. Please subscribe if you do. And I will get with you on the flip side when I get home and we start this project. So, a couple seconds for you, a little while for me because I got quite a drive to get home. So, in a little bit. Okay, so we are ready to insulate our garage door here and try to get things cooled down in this garage a little bit. So I bought me a cheap garage door insulation kit off of Amazon. And like I said in the prior part of this video, I'm not 100% sure how effective this is going to be, but it is worth a try. So this kit that I bought includes the insulation that you see right here. A lot of it, big enough to do this entire garage door, hopefully. And then it also came with some double-sided tape, instructions, and it also came with a razor knife to help cut this down to size. You can buy these pre-cut to the exact size of the panels on the garage, but it's a little bit more expensive that way. So I was trying to save a few bucks. So one of the key things that I have noticed on the instructions is that when you put the double-sided tape on the door for the insulation, you want to avoid putting any tape on this metal part of the structure of the frame of the door. The tape is only going to go along the sections here horizontally. So you're going to have tape on this section, and then you're going to come up here and put tape on the other section, which is right here above the metal frame. So you're going to have to put the tape here, right up here, and then also right here, which means that when you put the insulation on, you're going to have to tuck some of it behind this guy. Since this is the part that is going to be difficult, I think about the whole process, about the only part that's going to be difficult. So each one of these needs a vertical strip, and as you can see, we have the sections here. So this is the section for this panel, and this right here is the section for this panel. So you're going to have tape here and then tape here. The instructions say that the tape needs to set and dry. Once you put it on, you peel the other side off and let it sit for 24 hours. So what we're going to do is first we're going to double measure our panels, and then we're going to cut strips of this to fit. Then we're going to install our tape, and then we're going to wait until tomorrow morning, and then we're going to put these panels on this door and show you the finished product. So first things first, grab a tape measure, right? And we're going to measure the panels. I've measured them before, but I'm going to measure them again. Like they always say, measure twice, cut once, right? So I'll get back with you in a moment with those measurements for this door, but remember, your door panels might be different. All right, so the tape is set and we're getting ready to put the panels on. But before I did that, I wanted to show you guys something. We got an infrared thermometer here. We're going to point it up here and get a temperature, right? So right now that panel is reading 100.4 degrees. So outside temperature right now is 102, but this is a east facing door and the sun is above and behind the house now because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So this door is completely in the shade and it was over 100 degrees. 100.2 to be exact. So in the morning, since this is an east facing door, it absorbs all that heat and gets about 10 to 12 degrees hotter than the ambient temperature, and it transfers that heat into this garage where there's very little airflow. So the whole idea behind this is that if we can keep some of that heat from getting in here in the morning, then this time of the day in the afternoon, we're not going to be dealing with 100-degree panels. So I'm going to put these panels on now that the tape has had time to get sticky, and we'll take a look and see what it looks like when they're installed. So as before, I'm only doing the first half. So I'm doing these 8 panels, and then later on I'm going to do these 8 panels. But when I get these 8 on, I'll show you guys what they look like. All right, so taking the measurements, that means each one of our panels, the tape and the panels piece has to be 45.5 inches wide by 20.75 inches tall. So I've already got one panel cut to that size. And if you look up here, I got my tape applied to the top piece of it, and I got my tape applied to the bottom piece of it. I pulled the outside tape on this one, so that's what it looks like. And that's how you want it to set for 24 hours. So you want to, and they're kind of difficult to peel apart, especially holding a phone, but you want to peel it off so it looks like this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut tape and let it set on probably half the garage door because it's still pretty warm out here and I don't want to be out here all day. So I'll probably do half the garage door. I'll get the tape set up, cut the pieces, and then tomorrow morning we'll come out here and put the pieces on and see what they look like. So more to come. All right, so here's the finished product. Got the panels on, got them installed. Rolled the door up and down a couple of times, make sure nothing binded, stick, or fell off. Everything looks good. So you can see what it looks like not done versus done. We'll do the other half, and in a few days maybe I'll get back and do a second part to this video and kind of tell you if I've noticed any difference in the heat in here or not. And then also in part 2 of this video, we're going to install this guy, which is a fan that can go up there in that vent that's behind that box and help circulate air in this garage. So combined with a fan, this guy, and that insulation, I'm hoping that this garage is a little bit more bearable to work in. So results to come.